Hey guys, it's Rachel Castille. Welcome to this video. Wherever you're watching it from, I'm going to post this in multiple places. So yeah, so glad to have you watch. And today, let's talk about forgiveness. Something that I've had to forgive myself of is not trusting the flow of my own voice, my own spirit, and being critical to myself in my words and what I have to say. I can find myself so caught up in the last sentence I said, and if I should start the video over. If anybody can relate, that is something I refuse to live subject to anymore. So yeah, let's talk about forgiveness. This has been a topic that's been in my spirit for the last few days. I've watched God show me things I need to forgive myself of that has been holding me back. And then I've met other people and I've had incredible conversations that have touched my heart so deeply about our value as people. And a good friend of mine, she said that forgiveness is the flow of grace and love, allowing it to flow. Again, grace and mercy, I think is what she said. Grace and mercy into a situation, towards a person, towards yourself. To me, forgiveness is love itself. I'm allowing love to flow to you. Again, I won't kink the hose for what you've done. I won't strive to make up for something that has been paid for, that I've been forgiven for. So with forgiveness, it allows you to enter right in to the fullness of your value, of your giftings, of what's in your heart to do and to say. It restores your worth. That you're free as a child in the present moment to be who you are, to do what's in your heart. So I've taken some notes on some things that I felt come up in my heart, and I'm just going to flow around it. So I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm just glad to begin to share what's authentic to me and the things that God is teaching me. And this is a place I want to live from for the rest of my life. God has given me certain gifts, and they work in the present when I'm loving myself. When I'm not trying to make up for the past, when I'm not trying to be perfect. When I'm just fully in union with God, hearing what God is speaking to me. As God loves me, I love myself, and I share that love with you. That's all we all can do, is to honor who we are, what we're hearing, what's in our heart to do, and to communicate it and to share that with the world. And that's my new standard plumb line to live that way. To remind my soul that it doesn't take anything extra than just to be me, to be present, and to do what's in my heart to do. And a big thing in my heart is to be present with people and to help people heal. To help people heal. To help people love themselves. To help people see themselves as God sees them. To help people know their value. To help people have opportunities that breaks limitation off of their life. I want to show people what they're capable of when they love themselves and when they're consistent in the things that's in their heart. Living in the truth of who you are and your purpose requires forgiveness for the past and of others. You have to forgive yourself for your past. And you have to forgive those that don't see you correctly, that don't know how to love you, that have disrespected you, violated you. In order to walk in your worth, in order to walk in all that was put inside you to do, to be, to accomplish, the visions in your heart, in order to walk in it, you have to love yourself and you have to love people. Because everything you're ever going to do, people have to buy it. People have to benefit from your work. Why would somebody purchase something that doesn't add value to their lives? So this healing in how we see ourselves, this healing in how we see people, this healing from regret from our past, it's necessary to move forward. It really is step one. How do you love yourself when you don't love yourself? How do you enter into that? And it really is a choice. This is how I found it to be. It's a choice to come in alignment with your value. It's a choice to receive love that is being given to you. And the source of love, ultimate love, is God. And God will send people in your life to remind you of that love. And you can only experience it whenever you let your heart open up and intertwine with it. And what happens is when real love comes near to your door, you become aware of how much you don't love yourself. All of that stuff starts to come up. Why you're not worthy of it. The regret, the memories become ever so present. Or the voices that have spoken over you that you're not worth anything. You only have value if you do such and such. All this stuff is old wounds on the lens of your heart, fogging up the image. But love's goal is to come and clean that window. That's God's heart for you. But God never violates our will. We allow love in. We allow that process. We begin that relationship. We begin that conversation, that intertwining with God, of letting God in to that place to clean and to heal. And that's where forgiveness is. Love reminds you that you're worth living now. You're worth being present now. You're worth all your dreams, all your hopes. Love reminds you of your value. Love brings you to a point where you have to make a choice to let go of the past and embrace hope, embrace possibilities, embrace sharing again, embrace your influence, embrace your impact, embrace your story. Love is always that still small voice reminding us of what we were born for, what we were meant for. We are all free to do the work that we are called to do. So what is holding us back? Is it regret or unworthiness? Do you believe what you have to say doesn't matter? I've been there. Or I thought what I said mattered if I said it perfectly. I needed to start over. This is so present. Like, I choose right now, I choose to not bow to that. And my prayer is that the effect of this video would be that you be set free from every bit of that. What I'm doing now has value, not because of what I did amazing yesterday or the day before. And it doesn't not have value because what I did yesterday or the day before, the year before, the things that people don't know about that I've done, the things that I'm ashamed of. You have value. You have worth. And you can start off afresh. It's a choice. It's a choice to forgive yourself. And the fruit of forgiveness is stepping into your purpose, stepping into your value, stepping into that place of rest where you get to just be yourself. You get to express what's in you. You get to design your life with God around the things that's in your heart. If you're a musician, you get to play music. If you want to learn an instrument, you get to search out how to play it. You get to look up lessons. You get to start integrating the things that are in your heart into your life. And that path begins to unfold before you. How to walk that out. God begins to bring into your life the answers, the way. Yeshua is the way to this place of love. He is a personification of God's love for you and what he demonstrated in dying for you, in fulfilling all righteousness so that you didn't have to in of your own self. He proved that you were already forgiven. You were forgiven before you were born. So this journey is about learning to forgive yourself, because when you don't forgive yourself, you don't believe you're worthy of love. You don't believe you're worthy of what your destiny was, because what I did, I'm always going to be off course. I can't remove that off my record. That's the power of regret. That's the power of guilt. That's what it can do when you're in agreement with it. But when you allow love to give you a new vision, to give you new purpose, by just allowing it in your life, by giving ear to it, that's where you start. If you struggle to forgive yourself, you need to attach to love and let it minister to you until you're able to forgive yourself. So ask God for help. God, help me to forgive myself. And spend time with God. Spend time with the one who will always be reminding you of your value, reminding you of what you were created for. If you find yourself on a path less than what you're created for, all you need to do is know that you're already forgiven and ask God to help you forgive yourself by spending time with the one that loves you. And that love begins to soften your heart and show you new things, give you greater purpose and vision, and open your eyes and expect that. Expect God's going to reveal to me what to do next. God's going to reveal to me how to get out of this mess. God is going to reveal to me how to walk into complete healing of my soul from what I've walked through, from the things said over me, the things done to me, the things I've done to others, the things I hate that came out of me, the things I've inflicted on others. God, help me to not hate myself. God, help me to show up in the world in the way I was created for, that I live in complete bliss and utter amazement at the life I have, because everything in my heart has come to pass. And I'm just full of joy and absolute peace and rest in the journey. It's not even about arriving. I'm at absolute peace because I know I'm in alignment and on my path, and I'm one with my Creator, who speaks over me and reminds me of who I am at every step of the way. And no matter what I encounter, it doesn't waver my faith, my direction, my vision. That's the power of love. That's the power of your voice. That's the power of your story. It's not about perfection. As I minister to myself, it's that I told the truth, and it's that I came into the light, and the light showed me who I am. It revealed to me the darkness that was on my heart is not who I am. The things I've done is not who I am. So bringing it into the light didn't produce shame, but deliverance and healing. When your heart begins to know that as you come into the light of God, and also in the light of trusted people that God brings into your path, God will let you know who you can trust with the things you need to speak about so that your soul can be healed. Because forgiveness doesn't fully heal. Healing is its own process. You can't heal if you don't forgive. But as you begin to forgive, as you begin to come into the light, as you begin to give voice to the darkness that has held you captive, it loses its hold on you. Because darkness can only exist in a place where there is no light. So if it can convince you that you're not worth anything, convince you to stay ashamed of yourself, then it wins. The ultimate path of shame and regret is death. We abort our destinies because of regret. How can I start now when I'm 10 years behind? I made a mistake. My record's not clean. People won't give me a job. Whatever it is, that's going to hang over my head forever. All of that. No man can take from you what God has given you. And every gift that you carry, everything in your heart was given to you by God. So no one can stop you from fulfilling it. When you know your value, when you know what you were born and put on earth to do, no one can take that from you. And people will come alongside of you and support you because they see that you know who you are. You know where you're going. And maybe what you're gifted for is not what you valued because you were jealous or you didn't see your value and you wanted to be like somebody else. I've been there for sure. I'm starting to learn in my own life, this like counselor flow is me. This meditative coaching. I'm a coach. That's what I do. I'm a life coach. I'm a business person. I'm a businesswoman. That's what I am. I love business. I love provision. I love being a solution. I love bringing things to people that are good, that will change their life. And I love helping people believe in their value and their purpose and their ability to manifest everything that's in their heart. It brings me great joy to speak life over people, as God has spoken life over me. I am called to do what I'm doing in this season because it's needed. We are all needed. What's really on the inside of us is needed in the world. When we try to be like somebody else, when we try to do it the way somebody else said we need to do it, it falls flat. It doesn't connect with the heart. So it's not that what's on the inside of you isn't valuable. You just haven't been honoring what it really is and living in the flow of it. So it's not fruitful. But what's authentic to you is valuable. And when you don't believe that and when you don't know that, you live in a cycle that life is hard. Life is a grind. And I felt that way. And that was related to my unwillingness to bring forth the real me. Because I didn't love the real me. I loved the me that got it all right, that said it right the first time. And then the problem is I kept not saying it right the first time. So I just wanted to strive and get it right the next time, right? And that never ends. So success becomes so hard that you get burnt out doing the very things that you love. So I'm on a journey right now learning, how do I write music from my heart? How do I make videos from my heart? How do I coach from my heart? How do I do business from my heart? How do I be direct about my mission, my vision, who I am, where I'm going? And I believe I'm breaking into it right now. And I want to cultivate a community of people that know that they're enough. If there's any void in my heart, it's that I felt that I'm not enough. I got to be more than what I am to be of value. And what is that? That's not love. Something my husband said. Fear is the opposite of love. If you have insecurities, that's a place you don't love yourself. Where there's fear, that's an open door to a lot of problems. Fear bears fruit everywhere. We're creators, so we're creating our lives. And if I live in fear, fear bears fruit. And that fruit bears fruit. And that fruit bears fruit. So the only way to uproot this and change the cycle is to begin to love yourself. And some actions are signs of love. Love is an action. And for me, it's in my heart to speak. In the deepest place of my soul, it's in my heart to speak. I love to speak. I love to build people up. I love to share. And it could be anything. I should get a referral code for everything I do, because if it works for me, I want to share it. That's who I am at my core. The second I figure something out, I'm like, hey, I've been tripping over this thing over and over, and I just learned how to not trip over it. Oh my gosh, I need to tell people this so they don't have to trip over it 10 times. That at my core, that's who I am. And I've been living telling myself it's so difficult. Fear complicates things. I put that on my list over here when I was taking notes on what I wanted to say, but fear makes everything complicated. Things that are simple are made complicated by fear. So instead of following the complications and duplicating complications, deal with the fear. Get fear out the way. Let fear be in the spotlight and break agreement with it. What is insecurity? My heart doesn't know something it needs to know. Therefore, I have a need for affirmation. I have a need to be validated. I have a need. What's that other word? There's affirmation, validation, whatever. I think you get the point. My soul has had the need of positive feedback, of support, the fear of not being supported, the fear of being rejected. biggest thing in my heart. I'm an Enneagram type 2, by the way. So that's been the biggest things in my journey, alongside with not wanting help, which is pride. Wanting to do it on my own. Wanting to do it my way. And yeah, God's been softening me by showing me people who can help me. And I get to choose the relationship or not. I get to choose to open up or not. Or I can try to do it on my own. And I keep just walking in circles. I want to try out the way I see it first before I get feedback. I let people look at the board of my life with me and say, hey, have you thought of doing this? Because this would probably help you. Because this, what you're doing, is making your life a lot harder, you know? So, yeah. Forgive those that didn't value you. Forgive yourself for not starting sooner. Forgive yourself for your weaknesses. Live an honest life. Okay, my notes, I spoke it into my phone. So some of these words aren't right. Let's see. Live an honest life that is authentic, that is authentically on the inside of you, and watch it begin to flourish. Live an honest life that is authentic to who you really are. That's scary. It's scary to tell the truth if you ain't done it yet. It's scary to know who to tell it to. Who can be trusted with my truth? Who can be trusted with my story? Who can be trusted with what I've gone through, what I've done, where I've been? Who will dust me off? And who will shame me? Who will laugh at me? Ask God to show you that. Learn to love yourself again without needing someone to do it for you. That's the greatest freedom. When you can love yourself, you can weather the storm of criticism, of judgment, of unbelief, of rejection, of ridicule. Because the outside message doesn't match the inside message. That's the greatest fear of an insecurity, is that someone would know my insecurity and then clown me for it. So love, whenever it is sunk into every space, every place, I don't react to disrespect anymore. It may shift the way I spend my time. It's like, okay, I've done all I can do in this place. That's a closed heart. That's a closed door. My value deserves for me to spend time with people who receive from me and pour into me. So that flow of the spirit, the flow of love, the flow of life. We are at our best when life is flowing in us. We're not still water that people can pour into us, and we have purpose in what we add to community. So for community to be healthy, you have to raise your standards in how you spend your time, and know that you've done your best. Know that you forgive people, but don't let their heart condition dictate how you spend your time. If someone's saying, hey, you didn't come to this, so you're a such and such and a such and such. Do you now go somewhere God didn't send you to keep a sense of closeness to someone who is judging your choices, judging your vision, judging your direction? No, you listen for what love would do, and you allow it to guide you. Don't allow someone else's manipulation to dictate your whereabouts. You have your own destiny. Every person has their own calling. You have your own flow, your own personality, your own purpose. And how you design your life and how you use your time is fully a inside job. And people that love you will support what is best for you. So yeah, there's that. Value yourself enough to begin again. And to birth what is inside of you. Value yourself enough to begin again and to birth what is inside of you. Do you know what's inside of you? If you don't, go be still and ask God, show me, reveal to me, turn the lights on in my soul so I can see myself. What did you create me for? I don't even know why I'm here. I don't even know, like, what's for me? What gift do I carry? How do I uniquely add value to the world? I think we're really insecure just because we don't know. We see other people's value, but we don't yet know. Oh, you mean that thing that just comes natural to me? Y'all, that's actually valuable in the world? Well, the people around me made sure to never affirm that in me, so I'm insecure about it. I didn't know that was a thing that made me valuable. That's the dilemma. A lot of times, gifted people are the ones made fun of so that they don't catch traction in what they really carry enough to realize, why am I submitted to a place that what I carry is actually what they need, but I think I need what they have. So a good quote that Nelson shared, my husband, is an eagle on the ground is not humble, it's retarded. It sounds crazy, right? It's a little funny, but that's the point. An eagle who literally thinks it's a chicken doesn't know who it is. The chickens know that the eagle is blatantly not what they are, but they won't tell him. They'll keep just saying, it's so weird how you're just slower at this and whatever, I don't know chicken traits, but it's like they'll ridicule them like, hey, you don't fit in, you're different. You need to be like us. You need to try harder to be a chicken. So the eagle can spend its whole life trying to be a chicken because no one affirmed the actual gifts that it has. That's a very common situation. But this is the faithfulness of God. As you begin to listen to God and be still, God will give you visions, give you direction, and show you what to do next. God will bring people into your life when you ask for it and you wait. Both, not one. Do both. Ask, resolve, and wait. Know that you've been heard and wait for the confirmation of who God has sent into your life. God will send people to you who begin to speak into who you actually are. Greater than people is you hearing the voice of God yourself. But in the beginning, it's a reaffirming, it's a process of healing. As you begin to connect with other people, it begins to heal your heart. So it's incredibly important to have the people that God sends to you, but also to know that God wants to give you people. This is a life we're not meant to live alone. We're never alone, but our purpose is connected to people. Our mission is connected to people. There's work I'm meant to do with specific people. There's work you're meant to do with specific people. And whenever you begin to lock into the frequency of heaven, the frequency of your own flow, and you begin to share it, your people hear you. Your people hear you. There's turbulence around that too. If you've been living in not your truest frequency, you've been yoking with people on this other frequency. And as you tune in, as you begin to sit in the innermost place of your own being with God, and you live from the real you, your frequency starts changing, and so does your relationships. Everything starts to shift. Everything starts to feel different. And it's uncomfortable. You feel like you're messing up all your relationships. It's just you're not where you're supposed to be. Our influence is to bring others into that true place within themselves. And that becomes a breaking away for a while. And individuals have to decide what life they're going to live. So you can become an inspiration. You can become a pioneer. But you lose. You lose your old life. You find out where you're still insecure because it all starts getting triggered. That's a blessing, though. You just learn how to love yourself more. In the fire, you get purified more and more. Do you love your vision? When you close your eyes, what do you see? Do you love it? Do you need other people to love it? For you to love it? To talk about it? Man, this is the biggest thing. Like this whole year right now, like it's been the birthing of my actual thoughts, my actual perspectives, my actual goals, my actual dreams, my actual desires. Apart from reactions. I've been so reaction based that I vowed, oh my gosh, I will never talk about that again. You saw how bad that went? Well, guess what I just said? I vow to never be me. I vow to never share my purpose again. I vow to never do the work I'm called to do. Because I want acceptance more. Imagine a life where everything that matters to you is buried in trade of some beans. But you buried your birthright. That's pain. That's depression. That's depression. That's depression. As an entrepreneur, what is the biggest thing that I'm pitching people on? Living the life they actually wanted. We all convinced ourselves we don't want anything. Oh, I love my little life. Oh, I gave up on that 30 years ago. When we think we're convincing people that our products are good, that our services are good, that our business opportunities are good. Most of them are. Most of them are incredible. Absolute amazing opportunities. We're dealing with people not believing in themselves anymore. Not believing in their own voice. Just the pain I've gone through to birth my own voice. I get it. I speak from the place of absolute insecurity most of my life. Pain, fear, anxiety, rejection. I have those seasons of my life that I can equate to, that was me giving up. That was me vowing to never say something true again and just to pass the time. I'm going to go somewhere where I'm respected, where I'm accepted, where I'm admired. And I'm just going to stay here. And I won't do anything to rock the boat. I'm going to stay in line. The lines of people that I don't want to lose, right? And there I went. Just gave up my whole destiny. And said to myself, it was worth it. Can't risk that again. Whew. Saw how bad that went? You saw how bad that hurt? Oh, guys. I sit, I'm about to say I stand. I'm so accurate. You're not standing, you're sitting. I sit here today. Haven't forgot my thought I was building. I sit here today saying that it's worth it. It is so worth, like, I am sitting currently in something I value, in something I love to do, in something I was born to do, talking to this camera and talking to you guys. It's so worth being in alignment with your true calling, your true purpose, your true destiny, your true value. It is so worth letting the at rest, at peace, with all my tendencies, all my personality quirks, all my things. It is so worth me loving me enough that whatever you have to say about this video doesn't bother me, doesn't stop me, doesn't affect the fact that I love what I'm doing. Whatever I talk about, whatever comment you leave, doesn't knock me off my post or my purpose or what I see, what I know God has spoken to me. That right there, I want to help people walk in that. We are all leaders. We're all creators. And when we take full responsibility for our lives and our purpose and our vision and our direction and what happens next, I might not have been able to control what happened in the past, but what happens next is fully in your hands. The life you're living, you're creating it over and over and over and over. And that's why I just realized, like, I was telling my husband yesterday, I'm like, I refuse to live the life I've been living. I felt pain, the pain of not living the life I want. That pain got greater than the pain of my own imperfections, my own perfectionism on myself, my own attempts to be worthy through action. The pain of making a mistake, the pain of being laughed at, the pain of being ridiculed, the pain of being rejected. Not being true to me is something I'm not willing to do anymore. Pushing my passion down and not communicating what I see, think, and feel. When you don't need a particular person to join you, you'll accomplish everything you're meant to be and do. When you don't need your audience to be a particular audience, your audience will find you. Something my husband says, you're usually a year ahead of your audience. So stay consistent. You got to believe it before anybody else does. You got to live in it before anybody else does. So people know that they're not following their own support of you. If you need support, then you're asking the people around you to carry your vision, to validate your vision. But if you're the visionary, it can't get off the ground if the visionary needs support. I'm grateful for it when it comes, but it can't sustain me. Not where I'm going. If you've been living a lie, it's inevitable. You will continue to lose people as you begin to tell the truth. If you've been living in I did it perfect, your soul will think, when I don't do it perfect, I will lose people. What are you putting your chips in? That's what I've come down to. I realize I can't put my chips in Starting over, starting over, starting over, starting over, starting over. I'm going to get it right next time. I'm going to get it right next time. I've put my faith in that just showing up isn't valuable enough. So that's been me. That's been my story. Yeah. I'll read the last of this, see what else is in my heart, and then I'll wrap this up. So, yeah, guys. Learn to love yourself again without needing someone else to do it for you. Value yourself enough to begin again on what's inside of you. Do you love your vision? Do you love yourself? Forgiveness is love. Forgive yourself for not fulfilling your vision yet. Forgive yourself for wasting time. Allow love to come into those places. And if you need to bring it into the light, I just did it. Hey guys, right now, I'm feeling insecure about the fact that I said that sentence weird. It's in the light now. It doesn't define me. Guess what? I get to say another sentence. What do you love to do for a living? Do you love your path in life? If not, get on your path. You are worth it. Your impact is needed. You are enough. When you see things about yourself that you don't like, you need to release forgiveness to yourself and not judgment. Don't use judgment to move yourself forward. Take a second and say, my soul needs love in this area. And receive it. Prioritize it. Judgment leads to striving out of regret and self-hatred. And that will always be negative in your life. That will always bear negative fruit, leading you to hate yourself more. So break the cycle. Judgment is the wrong tool. Love yourself by forgiving yourself. And a soul that's been judged and judged and judged needs a lot of love. So make time for it. Prioritize it. Say, I've been treating myself so bad for so long. I don't even know how to care for my soul anymore. God help me. I know that you are love itself. So I'm just going to simply spend time with you and trust and know it's going to rub off on me. Hey, that person you brought into my life, I'm going to go to their house. I feel so much shame when I'm around them. But I got to get around people who carry love. I gotta maybe be ridiculed. I have people who make fun of me when I spend time with those people because they feel like they're losing me if I spend time with them. Oh, they're going to number me among them crazy people. You know they're off. You know they're crazy. If you've ever felt that way about me, I just want you to know my doors are open. My phone is on. My messenger is open. You can always reach out to me if you need anything. I have a Discord fellowship as well. If you're on my Facebook, it's the very top post that's pinned. It's RC Fellowship. You click the link, you join the server. It's a community of just people being real, sharing what they're hearing God say, getting prayer, talking, having fun, just doing life together. I host a Saturday fellowship at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, a time just to fellowship in the voice chat feature of that server. And yeah. And if you're in my area, feel free to reach out to me. We host Saturday fellowships a lot, my husband and I, around the Golden Triangle of Texas, which is Southeast Texas area. We host fellowships Saturday evenings a lot. And so if that's something you're interested in, feel free to message me on Facebook. Rachel Castille, message my husband, Nelson Joseph Castille, if you like information when we are hosting in-person fellowships. So get around love, soak it up, listen to our videos, listen to this content. In my heart, this is what I feel in my heart, is to continue to produce content from this place. what I've been having to get in tune with. I had a break away from making content consistently for about a couple months because I could feel there's this deeper place God wanted me to live from and speak from. And I had a lot of objections in my heart towards doing so, and lots of insecurities and pain that I needed to break from and to step back in my value at that level to be that real. And yeah, thank you for listening to this video. I pray it has blessed you in some way. And I want to keep this rolling again. I feel like God is showing me the way in is through honesty, it's through transparency, and it's through that well that's on the inside of me. I'm full of life. I'm full of love. And the first person I must love is myself. And part of love for me is getting back in alignment with my destiny and calling, which I'm a speaker. I'm a motivator. I'm a coach. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a network marketer. I'm a business builder. I'm an encourager. I'm an artist. There's a lot of areas. I'm getting vision for my music right now as I'm starting to write. God, how do I write the truth? How do I speak the truth? How do I say what's in my heart to say? And God's just showing me, start. And do it again. And do it again. Do it again. So, yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Blessings to you. And see you on the next one.